Kevin was nervous. He was about to give a speech at his high school graduation. He had been chosen as the valedictorian, the student with the highest academic achievement in his class. He had worked hard for this honor, studying diligently and participating in various extracurricular activities. He had overcome many challenges and obstacles, including poverty, racism, and bullying. He had earned the respect and admiration of his teachers and peers. But he still felt insecure and doubtful. He wondered if he deserved this recognition. He wondered if he had anything meaningful or original to say. He wondered if anyone would listen to him or care about his words. He wished he had someone to inspire him, someone to guide him, someone to believe in him. He wished he had a father. Kevin's father had left him and his mother when he was a baby. He had never met him, never spoken to him, never received any support or affection from him. He had grown up without a male role model, without a mentor, without a friend. He had always felt a void in his heart, a longing for a father figure. He had tried to fill that void with other things, like books, music, sports, and movies. He had especially loved watching movies starring Will Smith, one of his favorite actors. He had admired Smith's charisma, talent, humor, and versatility. He had enjoyed watching him play different roles, from action heroes to romantic leads to dramatic characters. He had also learned about Smith's life story, how he had risen from humble beginnings to become one of the most successful and influential celebrities in the world. How he had pursued his dreams with passion and perseverance. How he had overcome failures and setbacks with optimism and resilience. He had been inspired by Smith's words of wisdom, which he often shared on social media and interviews. Words like, "The first step is you have to say that you can. Don't ever let someone tell you that you can't do something. If you're not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, godlike feature that only the special among us will ever taste. It's something that truly exists in all of us." Kevin wished he could meet Will Smith in person, and tell him how much he admired him and appreciated him. He wished he could ask him for advice and guidance. He wished he could hug him and thank him. But he knew that was unlikely to happen. He knew that Will Smith was too busy and too famous to notice him or care about him. He knew that he was just one of millions of fans who admired him from afar. He knew that he was alone. He sighed as he put on his cap and gown and walked to the stage. He looked at the audience, which consisted of his classmates, teachers, relatives, and friends. He saw his mother smiling proudly at him from the front row. He loved his mother more than anything in the world. She had raised him by herself, working hard to provide for him and support him. She had been his rock, his angel, his hero. She had also been his biggest fan. She had encouraged him to pursue his education and his dreams. She had praised him for his achievements and comforted him for his failures. She had taught him values and morals. She had given him everything she could. But she couldn't give him a father. Kevin felt a lump in his throat as he reached the podium. He took out his speech notes from his pocket and placed them on the stand. He cleared his throat and looked at the microphone. He opened his mouth to speak. But before he could utter a word, he heard a voice from behind him. A voice that made his heart skip a beat. A voice that made his eyes widen with disbelief. A voice that made his dreams come true. "Hey, Kevin." He turned around and saw Will Smith standing there, smiling at him. Will Smith was there. Will Smith was there for him. Will Smith was there for his graduation speech. Kevin couldn't believe it. He couldn't speak. He couldn't move. He just stared at Will Smith in awe and shock. Will Smith walked up to Kevin and hugged him warmly. "Congratulations, Kevin," Will Smith said. "You did it." Kevin felt tears streaming down his face as he hugged Will Smith back. He felt joy and gratitude filling his soul. He felt like he had found a father. Will Smith let go of Kevin and looked at him with admiration and affection. "I'm so proud of you, Kevin," Will Smith said. "You're an amazing young man. You have a bright future ahead of you." "Thank you, Mr. Smith," Kevin said, barely able to speak. "Please, call me Will," Will Smith said. "Or Dad, if you want." Kevin smiled through his tears. "Okay, Dad," he said. Will Smith smiled back. "Okay, son," he said. He handed Kevin a microphone and gestured to the audience. "Go ahead, Kevin," he said. "Give them your speech. I'm here for you." Kevin nodded and took the microphone. He looked at the audience again, and saw their faces filled with surprise and excitement. He looked at his mother, and saw her face filled with love and happiness. He looked at Will Smith, and saw his face filled with pride and encouragement. He felt a surge of confidence and courage. He felt ready to speak. He opened his mouth and spoke. "Hello, everyone," he said. "My name is Kevin, and I'm the valedictorian of this class." He paused and smiled. "And this is my father, Will Smith."
Thank you for listening. For more stories like this, please consider subscribing.